It's recording.
Hello, this is a presentation on animation techniques and a brief history. I'm going to talk about where animation began and examples of a few different types of animations leading up to what we know to be mainly animation in film nowadays. I'll go into the development and I'll analyse stop motion as well as motion capture, and I'll do a little bit on rotoscoping because that ties into motion capture a bit. And I'm going to discuss practitioners of motion capture. And this is the earliest kind of piece of animation I could find. Well, animation, first of all, is the illusion of movement through still images. And hundreds of thousands of years ago, cave paintings created this illusion. Hunter-gatherers, deer, and mostly bovine creatures, all that kind of hunting. And there's one there. And 3000 BC, there's Shari Sukta, is a bronze Iranian pottery bowl that when you turn around depicts a little goat thing jumping around. And in 500 BC, there was this here, which is an Egyptian, it was found in the wall of an Egyptian burial chamber, and it shows movement for looking from left to right, and it just reminds me of, it's kind of like stop motion almost on a flat surface. And 1500 AD, there's Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, and that, even though it's just a still image, the fact that his arms and legs are kind of star-shaped, it implies movement. Kind of around the 17th century, this is where it kind of gets more complex. Edward Muybridge invented the zoopraxiscope, which has projected images from rotating glass discs in succession, which creates this illusion here of these two people dancing. And further development of things like the magic lantern, which was created also in the 17th century, and it's an image projector that uses pictures on sheets of glass, and some sheets contain moving parts, so it's considered the first time projected animation. And in 1834, the zoetrope, which is a hollow drum that has images on long strips that you can take in and out that spin, and that makes the image look like it's moving. And the praxinoscope is pretty much just a more complex or expanded version of the zoetrope, and it features multiple wheels to rotate the images, and it has the first prototypes of an animated cartoon. I'm mainly going to talk, my first style of animation I'm going to talk about is motion capture, and just a basic kind of overview is motion capture is real participants provide the template for movement, and that movement is translated to some other medium. It kind of started off with rotoscoping, which I won't go into too much detail about. The first example is in 1915 when Max Fleischer created it, and rotoscoping is drawing over template frames of movement so you can make a real image look like animated. And rotoscoping got more popular, but didn't really advance much over the next few decades, and by the 21st century, motion capture had changed in a huge way. And just a quick tutorial before I get into examples. An optical system is a system that uses tracking cameras, and have a little dots all over your body, and that's what the system will track. It'll track them in 3D and assemble the data into the actor's movement, so you have it on the computer. And once it's captured, the motion is placed on the skeleton of the animated character or creature using software like Autodesk Motion Builder. And it's just another example of what people do on the set nowadays. In motion capture, the Avatar kind of started the virtual cinematography, which is when the actor's acting out in a mocap suit, and you can see them on a screen beside the performance, so you can see how the animated character will actually look, the finished product. And this is just a quick little video of what it actually looks like. See here on the right is the actor with the dots on his face, and these dots will go on kind of just the kind of structure of your face. So when you move your face, the animated character's face will move. And off the side of their head is a small kind of a GoPro camera. Well, it's not a GoPro, but it looks like one. And this kind of stays still in front of the face and keeps all them dots in view. And this is the suit with the trackers that the camera will pick up that will take all of the movement into this software. And motion capture, as we know it, started with a film called Sinbad, Beyond the Veil of Mists, which came out in 1999, starring Mark Hamill, Leonard Nimoy, and Brendan Fraser. It was the first feature film ever to record the majority of motion with the new 3D optical technique of people actually doing it. And actors acted their parts, covered in dozens of small reference marks, which went onto the computer. And the movie was a complete failure, grossed 30 grand, but it kind of started motion capture as we know it today. I won't watch the trailer. And then it kind of hit the mainstream and kind of just exploded in the last 15 years. It kind of started off with Lord of the Rings, with Gollum was kind of the first good example of it. And then even different mediums like video games and everything, now it's massive. It's kind of hard to find them without some sort of facial capture, motion capture. Even for actors getting into roles, like you can see your man here, playing a dragon in the movie, and his body is not even used at all for the actual finished product, but they want to get so into the role that they'll just stick the facial capture on and go for it. And there's another example of Avatar, what it looks like before and after. And the animated character is placed over the mocap suit. And it's Joe Letteri, he's the director of Weta Digital, and he won 4 Academy Awards, so he knows what he's doing. He made Lord of the Rings. He worked on 2 Towers, Return of the King, but he worked with ILM before he was at Weta on movies like The Abyss and all that. Animation of Planet of the Apes and Avatar. And the next style of animation is stop motion, and it's an animation technique where you record stills and manipulate them to give the illusion of movement. You do it in different ways with clay, Lego, puppets, anything really. And the Humpty Dumpty Circus is one of the earlier examples of stop motion. You can't really find it anymore, so I only got this picture. 1912 saw the release of Modeling Extraordinary, which was the earliest stop motion clay animations to be released to critical acclaim. Quick tutorial, it's just you get a still object, and preferably one that can move. Take a photograph of it and slightly tweak it, and keep taking photographs every time you do. And every 24 photographs, 24 frames makes 1 second of animation, and repeat this process for whatever you want the character or object to do until the motion is fluid. Here's just a short video of behind the scenes of stop motion. As you can see, it takes quite a while, and not necessarily all of it is man-made, like just to use digital enhancements in the background and more modern things, but they create these kind of rooms that can't be disturbed over the course of shooting. Like I saw one shot in this film took 6 months to make, and maybe it's 10 seconds long or something like that, and literally would just be one person in the room every day, just slowly working their way through it. Aardman Animation are the guys behind Wallace and Gromit and all them. It was founded in 1972 by Peter Lord and David Sproxton, and in '76 they created Morph for the kid show Take Part. And in '85 Nick Park joined the studio. There's Morph there. This is Nick Park, who in 1993 won the Academy Award for The Wrong Trousers, which is the most popular Wallace and Gromit short. And in 2000, along with Pete Lord, one of the creators, Nick directed Chicken Run, which is the highest grossing stop motion film ever. In 2010 created the massive hit TV series Shaun the Sheep, which also got a lot of critical acclaim. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian.